Hello, friends. You're invited to live your spirit consciously and authentically. Most people aren't living with intention. They're running old childhood patterns. You may experience fear, stress, anxiety, or even chronic pain that doesn't fully go away. This is where emotional intelligence becomes power and freedom. Welcome to Living Your Spirit with Anthony. In each episode, we explore moving through emotional pain, living more authentically, and stepping outside the old matrix of fear and stepping into conscious living. Stop missing your life. Hello, friends. This is Freedom Friday 16, and this is Anthony. And when I say stop missing your life, what comes up? What do you think about? What does that mean for you? And what do you think I mean when I say stop missing your life? And the other question is, how are you living? How are you aware? How are you understanding what you're going through? How do you look at your reality and how it was created? Do you understand how you're creating it? And if you don't have some insight into that, then perhaps listen to some of the previous episodes, and that will help you. But if you're not currently aware of those types of things, then you may be missing your life. And that is not present for every single moment and every experience. And I don't mean, minute by minute, second by second. I'm completely aware of everything that's going on. I'm thinking about, in general, overall, for the larger part of your day, you understand what's going on. You are the observer of your life, your actions, your behaviors, your reactions, and you can look at them and contemplate and then understand why you may have done that, or why you may have said that, or why you may have acted, reacted, or behaved in the way that you did. It's almost like if I'm sitting in a chair, there's a little part of me that's up near the ceiling in the corner, and it's just looking at me. And it's saying, Anthony is thinking, or Anthony is upset, or Anthony is really angry, or Anthony is thinking about his mom, or his job, or his relationship, or his health. And then how am I reacting to those things? And then how do I feel when those things come to mind? If I think about my health, am I happy? Am I excited? Am I sad? Am I angry? When I think about my career or my job or my relationship or my marriage or my family and friends and siblings and children, am I happy? Am I angry? Am I anxious? Do I tend to avoid? And then think about why you do that. What are the emotions? What are the emotions behind why you're doing what you're doing? The more you look at that, the more you contemplate, the more you sit in silence and think about these things, the more you get in touch with who you are and your life, what you're doing, why you're doing it, and how you feel. And then you get closer and closer to your life and to the experiences of life versus missing your life. When I say missing your life, it's like you're basically living on autopilot. You get up every day, you do the same things. You jump in the shower, hopefully. You get in the car, or you get on public transportation, or you walk, you go to work, you see the same people, you do the same thing, you have the same cup of coffee at the same time. You go home, maybe you go to the gym, Maybe you play or talk to your children or your spouse or your dog or all of the above. Then you go to bed and you start over the next day. But in those processes, are you aware of what is happening? Are you truly connected with your children? Are you truly connected with your spouse? Are you truly connected with yourself? Are you listening intently to what people are saying? And are you listening with intention to what you're thinking and what you're doing? Or are you just trapped in your mind and you're constantly thinking while you're trying to engage with people and things outside of you? But that's a whole nother story, right? Getting back to focus, getting back to awareness. So if you're constantly in your head thinking, whatever that thinking may be, in most of the cases, it's something negative or something that you don't want. But it could also be good things, excitement about a vacation or a trip that's coming up or a relationship or a new job or a new home. Whatever it is, you may be thinking positively, but at the same time, you're not fully focused with intention on what's going on in the moment because you're looking out at the future, whether it's something's going well or you're expecting and anticipating something to not go well. You're not present. So that's part of missing your life because you're not present in the moment. How do I feel? Where am I? What am I thinking? And how do I make all of this affect my reality and change my outcome? How do I make what I'm thinking and feeling right now affect what happens to me in my life in the next minute, the next hour, the next day, the next week, the next month, and the next year? And as I've said in previous episodes, the more you get in the habit of doing that, and the more you look at your thoughts and your feelings and your life, the more you will understand how much all of it is connected and how thoughts really do create things, opportunities. So if you're sitting in the position right now and you're thinking, either my life is being missed or how am I missing my life? Then those are the types of things that you can look at. Those are the things that you can ask yourself. What am I thinking right now? What am I feeling right now? Is it warranted? Is it validated? If I'm thinking something negative, how is it validated? How do I know that this negative thing is going to happen? Do I have evidence? In most cases, we have zero evidence of anything negative happening in the future because it's in the future. You don't know that you're not going to pass the exam. You don't know that you are not going to get the house. But you can sit there and think that way. More importantly, if you notice that you've always thought that way or frequently thought that way, then you can kind of look at that and say, I'm stuck in a pattern. This is what I do. This is what I always do. This is what I think. This is what I feel. And this is how my life is unfolding. So start to get in touch with what you're thinking and feeling in each moment. Maybe you think about it 2 or 3 times per day. And then after a week, maybe you're thinking about it 5 or 6 times a day. And you just keep building on that. And eventually you get to a point where you're very aware of what you're thinking and feeling most of the day. I'll give you an example. I went yesterday to the local gourmet store to get chicken cutlet. It's delicious. It's 40% off on Wednesday. I walked in, I looked at some other things in the meat counter, and I thought, no one's here to help me. And right behind that thought, I thought, no one is ever here to help me, which is frequently the case. But do you see how my thinking is in a pattern now? So I've been in the store before. Previously, no one has been there to help me. And now I'm thinking no one is ever here to help me. When I left the store, I sat in the car and I actually could play back everything that I thought in each moment that I thought it and how it unfolded in that moment until I walked out of the store. And that's what I mean about awareness and about not missing your life. In that situation, I did not react, act, or behave in the way that I really wanted to. I reacted and behaved in a manner that I thought was going to be, I guess, this way of saying, you don't have enough help. And I come in here sometimes and I wait longer than I should, I guess, is what I was thinking. But then if I look back with awareness, I understand one of my core wounds from way, way, way back, early childhood, is I'm not seen, or I'm not heard, or I'm not acknowledged. That's a big one for me. And it can be the simplest thing. I called you and you didn't call back. I'm not acknowledged. I text you, you didn't text back. I'm not acknowledged. So it has taken me quite a bit of time to get to the point where I'm like, just because someone doesn't respond or doesn't show up or whatever, it doesn't mean anything except what I say it means. Now, if I call the person and I say, you didn't call me back, what does that mean? And they tell me, I don't want you, I don't like you, I didn't want to acknowledge you, then yes, that has been validated. But how many times has that actually happened in my life? Virtually never. How many times has that happened in your life? Probably never. Unless it's like a relationship that has gone bad. But that's not something that happens to you every day. So start thinking about, as you're moving through your day, what am I thinking and how is that making me act? What am I doing and what thought made me act? And then what emotion came behind that? Was there a thought of, I'm going to walk up to the cashier and now I'm angry and now I say something kind of mean? And all that's driven by things that are running, in most cases, unconsciously. But you can be very conscious of what's happening as you look at it. It's kind of like a fly on the wall. Look at yourself walking, talking, interacting, behaving, and just analyze. Wow, look at what I'm saying. Look at what I'm doing. Look at what I'm thinking while I'm living my life. And then that, my friends, is how you live life aware and totally mindful instead of missing your life. So how can you live more aware this weekend? Thinking about what you're thinking about and feeling what you're feeling. Every time you think about it, just simply say, oh, I know what I'm thinking. I know what I'm feeling. And is it accurate? Is it valid? What evidence do you have? That's your test for the weekend. Thanks for listening. I'll talk to you soon. Hello, friends. Do you have a question about something you heard in this episode? Or do you have your own personal story that you would like to share with the audience? please go to the show notes and click on Fan Mail to send me a text message. I'll be sure to feature your question in an upcoming episode or contact you so that you can be a guest. If you would like to join the 5-Day Clarity Challenge, please go to CoachAJ.com and click on the pop-up box that shows up as soon as you hit the website. Thanks for listening. We'll connect really soon.